4 teams have registered race wins dominating the 2024 season up front, those teams being McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes. With 6 races to go, we now have a clear picture of the performance levels of these 4 F1 teams, as well as their plans for upgrades for the rest of the year. So, it's an ideal time to look at who could be the potential fastest and who could be the slowest around the remaining 6 circuits, depending on track demands and car characteristics. So, here is, in no particular order, my take on the fastest and slowest cars for the remaining 6 races of the 2024 Formula 1 season. The first track to which we arrive in a couple of weeks' time is the Circuit of the Americas for the United States GP in sprint format. Circuit of the Americas has a circuit layout of the remaining 6 races, which offers a wide range of corner profiles combined with a very long straight. It's a track which tests teams as nailing a proper balance is based on compromised choices. Sector 1's got the high-speed corners, Sector 2's got the long DRS-aided straight combined with slow-speed braking, while Sector 3's got long, medium to high-speed corners. The need for a compromised balance easily gives McLaren the upper hand, and the MCL38, in my opinion, will be the fastest car around the US GP. The RB20 is also a pretty balanced car regardless of its recent form, so I do expect Red Bull to be second fastest behind McLaren. Ferrari will be the third fastest car behind Red Bull. The SF24 has struggled to nail a good balance around high-speed corners with its bouncing problems of late. It will be interesting to see how the Monza upgrades work at the United States, but I rank them at third fastest. Mercedes will be the fourth fastest team, lacking considerable pace to the frontrunners. They have not been able to hit that solid balance when many corner profiles are involved, has been a weakness within the W15 for some time now. That being the case, I expect Mercedes to struggle a little bit around the Circuit of the Americas. Next race takes us to Mexico, a unique track on its own, not due to the layout, but due to the track conditions present. A medium high-speed traction limited circuit with high downforce requirements coupled with high cooling demands due to the circuit's altitude. With the circuit demands in mind, I believe McLaren with its high downforce package will once again have the fastest car overall, followed closely by both Red Bull and Mercedes. Red Bull thrives under high downforce cooling limited circuits, while the Mercedes W15 setup weakness is nullified around Mexico, which does not have varying corner speed profiles. So I believe both Red Bull and Mercedes will be closely matched and won't be too far behind McLaren. Ferrari, I believe, will have the fourth fastest car around Mexico because of the cooling stress Mexico's altitude puts on power units. Ferrari has an engine with small turbos, and that could pull back Ferrari's momentum around Mexico. The next race takes us arguably to one of the best tracks in Formula 1, which is Interlagos, Brazil. This is a track which does offer every type of corner speed, but teams tend to shed downforce due to the long straights present on the circuit. Again, altitude comes into play, not as severe as Mexico, but it has its effects. Brazil offers a unique challenge to drivers and teams due to the sprint format being applied. Teams have one practice session to dial their setups down, and we have seen how crucial nailing the setup is around Interlagos back in 2023. McLaren, again in my opinion, will have the fastest package for the Brazil GP, down to how flexible the MCL38 setup window is. Ferrari, I believe, will have the second fastest car around Brazil, but will be super close to the McLarens due to the Ferrari PU having a clear advantage under acceleration, which will be crucial around sectors 2 and 3. Red Bull, I believe, will be the third fastest, closely behind Ferrari, similar to the team's Azerbaijan GP performance. Mercedes, in my opinion, will be a distant fourth fastest, as I believe the W15 will struggle to find the proper balance between the traction-limited corners versus the medium speed corners. Then, following a 2-week break, we will travel to Las Vegas. Baku and Las Vegas are mostly similar in terms of speed and corner profiles. We have those long straights combined with near similar 90-degree corners. Track temperatures at Vegas will play a key part for race strategy, as we saw tyre degradation being an issue with graining being present. I believe Ferrari will have the fastest car around the Sin City, because the SF24 has incredible straight-line speed and the SF24 has the best traction out of the top 4 teams around those low-speed 90-degree corners, combined with the SF24's ability to keep its tyres in check. Leclerc in particular, I believe, will enjoy a great weekend. For some reason, he loves street circuits, and the car's strengths under braking and acceleration have complemented his driving style. McLaren, in my estimations, will be a closely followed second fastest. Now they won't be able to utilise the Mini DRS, so it will be interesting to see how well the McLaren defends against overtakes. Mercedes will probably have the third fastest car at Vegas, considering the W15's performance around low downforce circuits of recent, like Monza and Azerbaijan. Red Bull will have the fourth fastest package here, considering how low downforce has not been the RB20's friend in recent races. Monza is a great example. The race following up Las Vegas takes us to Qatar, another unique track which consists of high-speed corners combined with considerable track temperatures. Tyre degradation and car cooling will be key around the Qatar circuit, as we saw back in 2023. Driver cooling won't be a big issue this season due to the time of year which the GP is taking place. As it is now in December, it should be a bit cooler than in 23. McLaren has been super strong around high-speed corners, so they are my number one pick to have the fastest car around Qatar. Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari will be in a very close tussle for the second fastest spot, as each team has its own strengths and weaknesses around Qatar. Mercedes will find a great balance around Qatar's corners, while they might have to fight degradation issues with the temperature present around Qatar. Red Bull potentially could struggle for raw pace in general, while I am not so certain about Ferrari's performance through high-speed corners yet. Qatar, I believe, will provide one of those exciting races with the top four teams being close relative to pace, and that will set up an incredible championship battle in Abu Dhabi. The season finale will take us around the Yas Marina circuit, a track layout that doesn't have too much spice actually. Sectors 1 and 2 is dominated by straight-line speed, while Sector 3 consists of medium speed and low speed 90-degree corners. The downforce compromise teams go for will be key, as straight-line speed will aid in overtaking in Sectors 1 and 2, but downforce will be key to nail Sector 3 to make up a significant amount of lap time. These sorts of characteristics are what the Ferrari SF24 loves. So I believe Ferrari and McLaren are going to be in the battle for P1, the fastest slot. Red Bull have a well-balanced car, but they might lack the downforce needed to challenge the likes of Ferrari and McLaren, so third fastest at best. Red Bull will try their best to be a competitive car. Max will surely have his elbows out to keep his championship bid in play. Mercedes, I believe, will have the fourth fastest machinery, again down to the W15's narrow setup window not suiting Abu Dhabi's circuit requirements. I believe that's how the top four will perform in the last 6 races of the 2024 season. Many, in fact almost every team will be bringing upgrades to the United States GP in about 2 weeks' time, and that could change the complexion of the game. But as we have seen this season, bringing upgrades is one thing, but extracting performance is a whole other story, as we have seen many teams except McLaren fail in this segment. Not just the cars though, the drivers are going to play a major part here. We could possibly see many spoiling the championship party here, which makes these final 6 races all the more captivating. What do you guys think about my rankings in this video? I'd love to hear your thoughts and perspectives in the comment section down below. And on your way down, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified about future uploads, to keep yourselves up to date about the 2024 Formula 1 season.